Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Tuesdays with Dr. T. After so long, yes, I'm back. So I have had a little bit of a health woo that I'm working through. And we have also, alhamdulillah, launched our ATS Foundation. ATS Foundation is my baby, the last one that I am pushing out for the next few years. This program is a DIY version of our signature protocol 5 pillars to autism success, which is in the container of 6MD, ATS 6MD. So ATS 6MD, as in Autism Transformation and Success 6 months diploma, is our signature program. And many of the parents, they always say that they cannot afford the mid 4-figure investment, and they request me to create something that they can get the full idea of the full protocol in, and that's where the ATS Foundation comes in. ATS Foundation is the DIY version of the 6MD program, and in there you are going to have every step-by-step way of the protocol, all the stages, all the phases. You're going to see everything that we are going to teach. And before we go into that, today I am going to talk about 5 pages to autism success. This is the new PDF, free by the way. If you stay until the end, you're going to get it. And I am going to talk make a video that is going to be accompanying the physical document, so that you can start your own speech development, your child's speech development journey starting today. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So the first thing that you need to understand is speech development, speech and language, they are actually not the same. Yes, that is something that you need to know first, because what happens is when you see your child is not speaking, you think that he has a speech delay or he has a language delay. Your child could have only speech delay but not language delay, or your child could have only language delay but not speech delay, or they can have both. What's the difference between a speech delay and a language delay? Speech and language delay happens, first of all, speech and language delay happens when your child is not reaching a certain milestones. So for example, if they might have trouble moving their lips and tongues, which was the case with Muhammad, because Muhammad had hypotonia, and through the rigorous 5 pillars protocol, I have alhamdulillah able to overcome his tongue tie issue, his not being able to chew, not being able to swallow, not being able to hold things. He had a lot of hypotonia issues going on, and that was one of the reasons why he could not form language and speech. Another reason for speech language delay is delayed brain development. This is actually from scientific research. You have to understand things. I always say that you need to not just focus on the speech, not just focus on the diet, you have to focus on brain development. Because when you focus on brain development is like the root of all the things that you want in your child. For your child's speech, language, sleep, mood, everything, focus, understanding, socialization, all of the things that you want or need in your child, which your child obviously also needs, comes from speech development. No, I didn't say that right. Comes from brain development. So brain development is something that we always focus on inside our programs. Brain development is when the brain is getting the right amount of nutrition, right amount of support, environmental, stress-free, stress-free support in the lifestyle of the child, both inside home, outside in the school situation, and everywhere in between. When you are focusing on brain development, you are also focusing on activating all the centers of the brain that will affect your child's progress and reaching milestones. Another cause of speech and language delay is nutritional deficiency. Yes, another situation that sometimes we forget, and sometimes I get messages asking, what is the best supplement for speech? There is no supplement for speech, because there is no alternative to brain development. And brain development, yes, you can add certain supplements, which we also do, but supplements are just supplementing for a short period of time, but supplementation can never replace proper diet, proper detoxification, proper lifestyle changes, you parenting your child based on their needs, and also the stress-free environment that the child needs for brain development. Another reason for speech and language delay is attention problems. If your child is not looking at your eyes or the eye of other human beings present, he's not going to be able to learn to move the tongues and lips to form words. Which is why I have always seen throughout the programs that the first step for a child to recover speech is to recover focus, is to recover eye contact. If you can recover eye contact of your child, you can most certainly help your child to go towards speech. The last one is stress in the environment. I always say that, I have been saying it for the last 6 years, that a stressed brain never develops to its right potential, to its full potential. And there are now thousands of research saying the same thing. I feel cool, actually. I feel really cool. You have tried speech therapies, language development therapies, and it didn't work. Here's the thing. It only probably works for the 5% of autistic kids who did not have severe language or speech delay to start with. Speech therapies work for kids with very little problems, with very mild autism, very mild speech delay or language delay. Those are the only kids that speech therapies are gonna really work, because those kids probably already have eye contact. Maybe they just cannot move the mouth, and when you remove through detoxification, the rebalance and tone the muscles of the face and the body, then your child starts speaking. But what happens when your child has hypotonia, your child has delayed brain development, your child has stress in the environment, attention problem, nutritional deficiency, which all comes from moderate to severe kids on the spectrum. And those are the kind of kids I work with, and alhamdulillah, we have over 99% of success rate to do at least 50% of development, and that within 6 months to a year. If that is not something to really think of, to really invest, I don't know what is, because I have seen parents, even in Canada, they're spending over $8,000 per month for speech therapy. And then there are schools, private schools for autistic kids who charge 58,000 Canadian dollars per year to actually do nothing, just to have a daycare for your autistic kid. Yes, yeah, something to think of. How does the brain process speech? The brain process speech through activation of the brain centers. When you download the PDF, you're gonna see that I have added some infographics to make you understand. There are in the brain, there are lots of centers. There are the motor speech area, there is the writing area, there is the auditory speech area, there's also visual speech area. So visual speech area is where you are seeing and you are reciprocating based on what you are seeing. The auditory is, you're not seeing the person talking to you, maybe from another room, somebody's asking, hey, Dr. T, can you please bring me my socks? And I'm like, oh, I'm bringing you. That's the auditory speech center. There is the writing center. There's also the motor speech area. Previously, scientists used to think that only one part of the brain is connected to speech. But now they have realized, which thousands of years Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine and all other complementary medicine system have been saying, and that is the body in itself is a full system, and so is the brain. For your child's speech to be really perfect, to be really age appropriate, all the centers of the brain needs to work in tandem, in symphony with each other. And you can only achieve that when you remove those 5 problems that I have spoken about. What are the specific 5 things that you need to focus on if you want to recover your child's speech? Are you ready? Let's start. Number 1, you have to overcome brain fog of your child. So let me just recap the 5 things first. Number 1 is brain fog. Number 2, attention deficiency. Number 3, nutritional deficiency. 4, stress response. And 5, habits and parenting. So let's start with the brain fog. Brain fog happens when your child is eating food that they cannot digest, that they're intolerant in. Those undigested, maldigested food creates toxins, which is circulating in the whole body. And when the toxins are circulating in the whole body, those are also going to the brain. And when brain gets the toxins, it is called neurotoxins. Toxins that affects the nervous systems are neurotoxins. So neurotoxins are pretty much anything and everything that you are exposing your child, from glyphosate in the grains, which is why we do grain free, to the milk that they're not, casein in the milk that they're not digesting well, or even the scents, that perfume that you are using. Maybe you're not spraying it on your kid, but you are spraying on you, you are hugging your child. Those perfume, if they have toxins, they're gonna go there. And the skincare things that you put on your child, the laundry detergent that you put on your child's dress, everything actually contributes towards the toxin level. And all of those things, when they are like piling up inside the body, the brain cannot function well. The brain sees fog all over it. The brain sees fog all over it. So when you remove those fog through detoxification and changing the diet so that more fog is not created regularly, you can automatically and very magically see your child starting to have focus, starting to have eye contact. Remember, eye contact is the first step of speech development. So when the brain fog is removed, eye contact starts happening. Your child is now aware that there is a mother, there is a father, there is me. But before that, your child could be just in their own bubble, in their own world, having zero idea of what's going on around. How do you do brain fog removal? I have listed out several strategies inside the PDF, and you just need to download the PDF. And before downloading, you have to register for it, obviously, because that's easiest for me to keep in contact with you guys and also send you the PDF safely and securely. So to remove brain fog, you have to do heavy metal detox. And for heavy metal detox, doTERRA has some really beautiful oils. And if you are a mini course student or you are not a mini course student, I would highly recommend you to get the mini course. It's just $37 US. When you join the mini course, you will have all the recipes, all the strategies that you can help your child overcome brain fog. Thank me later. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is attention deficiency. Attention deficiency is obviously connected to the brain fog. The first step is to remove the brain fog and also remove exposure of brain fog. When you remove the brain fog, slowly the attention keeps coming. And attention can be built with time, just like Lego. You are building Lego castles and things like that. You have to also work on the brain development step by step by step. The third thing that you need to work on is the nutritional deficiencies. Only a few supplement is not gonna help. You have to ensure that there is a proper diet. There is help for the child to digest the food. You can do a lot of organic food. I get a lot of DMs. Dr. T, I am using organic X, Y, and Z, but my child is still struggling with speech. And I am like, is he actually digesting the organic food? Because you can expose your child to all the good food in the world, but your child needs to be able to digest those food. So you need to add digestive aid. And the mini course have that aid, by the way. The links, the way how you're gonna feed the child that digestive aid, all of those things are inside the mini course. So you can check that in the description below. And when you help your child to digest, let's say you don't get the mini course, how can you help your child to digest food? First of all, you have to make sure that the food is digestible in the first place. You are not giving him anything that is high in starch, that is grain, that has unfermented casein, that has hard to digest fibers and things like that. Making soups, giving them soft cooked food, even cooking fruits in low temperature is very good. You can also add digestive bitters. You can add things like that. And also make sure that he's pooping a lot, because if he's eating a lot, he needs to poop a lot to remove all of the excess baggage that is creating inside. So nutritional deficiencies affects the brain development. There is no specific supplement to help your child speak, but there are supplements to help in brain development. doTERRA has really cool products that we use inside the programs. The first thing that doTERRA have is E-Omega, which is one of the 2 companies in the world who uses micro distillation process to clear out heavy metals from the oil. Most of the companies that you buy fish oils from, except for doTERRA and Nordic Naturals, all the other brands and companies, they do not microcrystallize the cod liver oil. So when you don't microcrystallize the cod liver oil, the cod is a cold water fish, and it is abundant in the oceans, in specifically parts of the ocean where there is heavy metal present, spillage of oils and things like that. So those fish eats the oil, heavy metal laden here in the water with heavy metal. All the heavy metals are accumulating inside the body. You press the fish, you get the fish oil. If you do not clean the fish oil from the heavy metals, then you are actually putting heavy metals inside your child's body. That's why even if it is a little expensive, the best thing that you can do is to ensure that you budget properly, and then you put away money to buy the proper fish oil. If you cannot buy Nordic Naturals or doTERRA's E-Omega, then don't buy fish oil. Buy oily fish, buy fish with skins on, and then you cook with that and you feed your child those food. And also your child will need vitamin D, DHA to ensure brain development, and all of those things are in here. 4th is stress response. Here's the thing. A stressed brain never develops, right? Even parental stress affects the child. When parents are stressed, the child actually feels stressed, because when we are stressed, they can perceive our stress through energetic vibration, through what they're seeing and what they're feeling. When there is an angry person inside the room, even if you're not looking at the person, don't you feel fear? Don't you feel uneasy, uncomfortable? That same discomfort your child feels. Just because your child cannot speak, that is one of the reasons we think that, oh, my child is not getting affected by me shouting at my husband, or my husband shouting at me, and me getting angry at in-laws or whatever. I don't know. Your in-laws could be the best people in the world. It could be your mom that you were extremely crazy angry at. What I'm saying is, your energetic vibration, your stress levels affects your child's brain development. We need to work on that. You need to learn to cope with your own stress. You need to learn to stay away from people that produces stress in you, and so on and so forth. The last point is habits of parenting and teaching structures. The thing is, a lot of the time we just expect that we are sending the child off to speech centers or to special needs school or to just regular school, and then we think we don't have to do anything much. The thing is, kids actually learn the most from their parents. Boys learn most from the father, and girls learn most from the mothers. And then after that, the teachers. The thing is, if your child is going to a special needs school, the structure of special needs schools are already not strong enough to help your child's brain development, because there are so many different types of kids coming in, and there is a essential lack of knowledge on brain development, which I am horrified to find that there are that our community, that our doctor, that our therapist, they lack this essential knowledge that we cannot help our child understand things, live their life independently if we do not work on the brain from inside. What they're essentially trying is just manage the problem, keep the child calm, keep the child in a school environment for a certain period of time, so that you pay thousands of dollars or ringgits or whatever, rupees, to the school. Because they, first of all, don't believe as much that your child can get full recovery and full brain development, and they're not equipped with the knowledge of brain development, and sometimes they are just old hags who don't really want to learn new things. That is also a cost that we are paying. We parents, we autism parents, we are paying very dearly on other people's lack of interest to learn. lack of interest to see in a different way. When you see that, you understand that there needs to be brain development, you are the first person who will be responsible and who is responsible for your child's development. After that comes the school, comes the other systems, doctors and whoever. That is the secret of me and Muhammad overcoming our challenges, and also seeing over 390 kids, alhamdulillah, come back to regular normal life. Yes, it takes time, but it is time that is well invested. Yes, it takes money. It is money well invested, because here's the thing, nobody's going to give you anything for free, because everybody have things to pay for. So you just looking for everything to be free or everything to be subsidized is your, how to say, it's your way of giving up on your child, on you, and letting others decide what should be done to your child or to you. When you take the power back, you take the responsibility back, you can change your own life. I have been there. I have been a mom who was broke. I have been a mom who came to Canada to get the subsidy. And by the way, alhamdulillah, we don't get disability subsidy. I migrated to Canada in the hope that Canadian government is going to help, Canadian medical system is going to help. I heard that they give a lot of disability funds and stuff like that. I came here, but then what happened was all the funds kind of just paused. There was pandemic, and alhamdulillah, that happened. I had no other alternative but to really go inside and find the solution myself. And when I started finding the solution, you know what? It's actually more cost effective. It is more return on investment when you spend the money to learn the right strategies and steps for brain development, invest in the right food, invest in the right supplement, invest in the right coaching, and then within a very short period of time, the whole life of the child changes. The whole life of the family changes. And that's what happened with us. That is the story of us. Let me know in the comments if you would like for me to share our immigrant autism journey. I would love to share that. And don't forget to go down to the description and register for the 5 pages to autism speech and the language development PDF that I have shown you guys. This one is gonna change your life. And also consider either joining mini course at $37 to learn the five points that I have mentioned here, how to overcome those things. You can add that to your cart, or you can consider joining ATS Foundation, which is currently on sale for just $695. The course portal itself is worth, it's cost us $1,500. You are getting at least like 50% of scholarship just to get the full protocol, the full system, and how to DIY that yourself. With that, I am gonna go and see you in the next video. Thank you so much. I love it.